Newcastle United finally released a statement regarding the takeover. Buongiorno everyone, you're not going to be sick of the sight of my face. I'm telling you, it's been a busy week. What a mad week. Can I get Newcastle United back, please? I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. We've waited years for a striker and a left back, and we've waited months and months, feels like years, to hear from the club about the failed takeover from the Saudi Arabians. We get both in the space of 72 hours. Let's run you through it. Newcastle United released a statement last night, and Mike Ashley may be taking the Premier League to the courts. Newcastle United can confirm that the Premier League has rejected a takeover bid by PCP Capital Partners, the Reuben Brothers and the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia based on its owners and directors test. The conclusion has been reached despite the club providing the Premier League with overwhelming evidence and legal opinions that PIF is independent and autonomous of the Saudi Arabian government. The club and its owners do not accept the Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters, and the Premier League have acted appropriately in relation to this matter and will be considering all relevant options available to them. Mike Ashley understands the fans' frustrations and would like to reassure them that he has been fully committed to ensuring the takeover process reached completion, as he felt it was in the best interest of the club. Mike continues to be fully supportive of Steve Bruce, the players and the staff, and wishes them well for the upcoming season. So, this was all a bit mental last night. I was just trying to enjoy a curry. Big up Akbar's in Toon. If you haven't been there, go there. No sponsorship either, shouldn't have done that. And then this broke, phone going mental. And I was just trying to have a Cobra and a chicken madras. Everything about what mad timing. What was it, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock last night? All this was coming out. The club released a statement. Mike Ashley's took the players and Brucey out for a meal as well. They were there, not at Akbar's unfortunately. But it was out. I think Keith Downey said Mike Ashley took all the players and the coaching staff, management team out for a meal last night before the season starts to wish them well, to meet the new signings yesterday. And I think all them probably just turned to Mike and just said, "What's crack, Mike? Why haven't we been Mike's just a bit pissed now, yeah. A few Collins just thought, I tell you what, lads, fuck it. We'll give them some shit. We'll let them know what's happened. Because now for them to come out and say this is mad after the Saudis pulled out, Newcastle still wanted it to go through to get an announcement, an official decision. And it just seems like Masters never wanted to make that decision, did he? To upset the Qataris, to upset BN Sports, to dispute anything or any sort of legal binding agreement with broadcasters and that. He just never wanted to make that decision. He hasn't had to, but now, hopefully, obviously they're on the back foot now. This pressure that was all over Twitter last night, all this, all over the media about how we've released a statement pretty much sticking at the Premier League saying, well, they've rejected it and we don't know why. Because the evidence is there. We've provided enough evidence to show that PIF aren't linked enough to the government, aren't linked enough to all these bad decisions and immorality. So why is the takeover not being accepted? I can't even be able to go into all this again because the World Takeover shit, but I've got to after what happened last night. Because it pisses off when I even think about it, because this should have went through. Clearly, there's just no evidence to why it hasn't. So now Mike Ashley and his team have got to push this, take it to the Court of Arbitration, take it to try and get the sport and law together and make a decision of why it didn't happen and try and push it through, hopefully try and resurrect it somehow, because that's what we're all hoping for. It just seems like mad timing after we've kind of not gotten over it. Well, we have to get over it really, but in terms of this week, finally a bit of ambition shown, signing some good quality Premier League players. Looking forward to the season a bit more than we obviously were last week, even making 3 great signings in the space of a couple of days, and then to release this as well. This is only Thursday now. This has all happened since Monday lunchtime, since we signed Wilson. Bonkers, crazy week for Newcastle. The roller coaster is well and truly taken off. Buckle up. It's going to be a long ride again this year by the looks of it, and plenty of twists and turns to come. But obviously this came out last night where basically the club, Mike Ashley, have said why they said no. We don't know why they said no, and we want to take this further because we want a yes. Mike Ashley, believe it or not, Newcastle fans, and we all hate him, obviously, he does want out. We want him out, and he wants out. He wants his 350 million. That's why he's pushing this. He wants his money. He wants out. All his brands are struggling. The high street's struggling thanks to COVID-19. Everything's gone to shit. So he wants out of this club. He's had enough. I'm surprised he's even investing. And people are saying it's a good sign that he's obviously investing because in the hope that the takeover happens again, keep winning the Premier League. Yeah, I can see that because he wants his 300 plus million and he wants to leave. We're sick of him and he's sick of us, I think, to be perfectly honest with you. So hopefully this goes through and hopefully we'll get an answer off the court. So then again, it's good because the Premier League don't win. They don't have to put the foot on the line and accept this bid from the Saudis. If it goes to the court, it's out of their hands, isn't it? If there's no reason to object to it and to not grant the takeover, then we'll see. Though, let's have a look at what others were saying, like Keith Downey and other journalists on Twitter last night, and what was the general consensus of it all. Craig Ho from the Daily Mirror, or the Daily Mail, said Mike Ashley has been told he has a strong case for legal action against Premier League as NUFC accuses Richard Masters of not acting appropriately during failed £300 million takeover attempt by Saudi-led consortium. Keith Downey said, as we reported last month, there was nothing to prevent the Saudi-backed consortium and or Mike Ashley from launching legal action at the High Court in London. That is, if the matter is not taken at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. I'd love to hear from PIF now. When Amanda Staveley popped up again, we did everything she wanted, put the pressure on the Premier League, signed the petition, gathered outside the headquarters in London. We need to hear from her in the PIF now to see what their next move is, what their next step is, because everything's pointing that if we keep fighting, we might get something out of it. I don't know if it'll get resurrected, no one does, but at least there's a bit of hope then. At least there's what I like about this is just it's out in the open, instead of we never hear nout from the club, never any dialogue whatsoever. So for them to come out and just put the Premier League on fire by saying that, it's only a good thing, isn't it? Ashley also assured Bruce yesterday, after spending $35 million so far on this transfer window, that he would support the club with recruitment in the remainder of the window, so more money to come, which is just really surprising. Don't get what's happening here. Mark Douglas tweeted saying it's over, but it's not over. NUFC implying this decision could be challenged and heavily critical of Richard Masters and Premier League, with PIF, Rumours and Staveley still talking of their commitment. This could get messy. Lionel next year. Craig Hope again has tweeted just a couple hours ago saying, I do not think this means Takeover will be revived. Saudi withdrew, don't forget, citing economic factors. Without them there is no Takeover. This is Ashley airing his frustration and letting it be known he was committed to sale. It also cleverly unites him and NUFC fans against Premier League. I get that, but I also don't get how it won't be revived, because why wouldn't it? Because if we get accepted in the end by law that it could have went through, then surely we can get it to go through eventually. Because I think it could be a clever ploy in the end, because obviously the Saudis pulled out before the Premier League said no. Newcastle announced that they did say no, but they don't know why. So we need proof now, we need evidence of why it wasn't accepted. If it doesn't come up in law, then we can't carry on with it, surely, can't we? It's all a bit mad, isn't it? Like he says, it is messy, it's all up in the air, and I'm no fucking liar. So I just want rid of Mike Ashley, man. We just want that hope and ambition. I want fairness. If it isn't allowed, if there is something going on with PIF, then let me fucking know. Masters in the Premier League, you've got to let me know, or let the courts know at least, and then it'll get leaked. If why it didn't happen, at least let me know why it didn't happen, not that we've just been robbed and we're corrupt from the Premier League just because they don't want Newcastle to challenge the top four. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on it. That's a little roundup from what's been said on social media, and obviously the club statement that I've said they don't know why it didn't get accepted. They're raging with it and they might take further action. Let's hope they do. Let's hope they do. Let's see where we get with it. Let us know what your thoughts are when you heard the statement last night, what you think will happen in the future. That'll do for me. Got to crack on with work. And I'm sure you're sick of my face. And there's plenty more of this face to come across the end of the week because West Ham on Saturday. Just watching everyone. Subscribe to my Play Channel TV and enjoy yourself.